Welcome back to Talk About It in English. We are going to fix the scariest 30 seconds of your workday. Picture this. You are at the coffee machine. It is dripping slowly. Suddenly, the door opens and your colleague, Mark, walks in. It is just the two of you. The silence is loud. Your heart starts beating fast. You look at your phone just to avoid eye contact.
I actually used to hide in a bathroom stall for 10 minutes during my breaks at my first office job. I was so terrified of being alone in the kitchen with a native speaker because I never knew what to say.
Today, we are giving you a simple 3-step script to survive that moment. Look confident and leave before you run out of words.
That feeling I mentioned, hiding in the bathroom, it was not because I didn't know English grammar. I knew grammar. I could read reports, I could send emails, but the kitchen is different.
It is completely different. When you are in a meeting, James, you have an agenda. You have a document in front of you. You know what you're supposed to talk about. The topic is the project or the budget.
Exactly. The structure saves you, but the kitchen, the break room, there is no agenda. It is completely unstructured, and that's where the panic comes from. You're standing there, watching the coffee machine, and you feel this pressure to be a normal, social human being.
But your brain freezes. You want to say something, but you are afraid you will say the wrong thing, or that you won't understand their answer. So you choose silence. You look at your phone.
And the problem with looking at your phone is that it sends a message. It says, "Don't talk to me." It protects you from the English conversation, but it also isolates you. You become the quiet person in the office who never speaks.
And we want to change that today. We want to turn that kitchen panic into a kitchen opportunity. You do not need to have a deep conversation about politics or philosophy. You just need to survive 30 seconds.
Just 30 seconds. That's the goal.
So we have broken this down into a 3-step framework. We call it the kitchen rescue. Step 1 is the observation opener. Step 2 is the ping-pong technique. And step 3 is the graceful exit.
I love step 3. Knowing how to leave is actually the secret to feeling safe enough to start.
Absolutely. If you know you can escape, you won't feel trapped. But let's start with step 1, the observation opener. James, imagine you walk into the kitchen. I am standing there. What is the biggest mistake learners make when they try to start a conversation?
The biggest mistake is definitely the generic question. They say, "Hello, how are you?"
Right. And what is wrong with "how are you"?
It's too open, but also too robotic. If I ask you, "How are you?" in the kitchen, you will probably say, "Fine, thanks." And then, silence again. It's a dead end.
Exactly. It puts a lot of pressure on the other person to invent a topic. Instead of asking a question about the person, you should make an observation about the shared reality.
The shared reality, I like that. You mean the things that are happening right now, in this room, that we can both see or hear.
Yes, this is the safest way to start, because you don't need to know anything about their private life. You just need to look around. The easiest target is the coffee machine itself.
The coffee machine is a classic character in the office drama. It is always slow or loud or broken.
So instead of "how are you," try saying this. Taking its time today, isn't it?
Taking its time today, isn't it? That is great. It's casual. It's not a heavy question, and it invites me to agree with you. I can just say, yeah, it really is.
Precisely. You are building a tiny bridge. Let's try another one. Maybe it's Monday morning. Everyone is tired. You walk in, you sigh, and you say, "Need a serious caffeine fix this morning."
Need a serious caffeine fix this morning. That is very relatable. I feel that way almost every day. And again, it's a statement, not a demand for information.
Or talk about the environment. Maybe the office is really cold or really busy. You can say, "It's freezing in here today, isn't it?"
Or if it's busy, is it just me or is the office crazy busy today?
Is it just me or is the office crazy busy today? That is a perfect phrase. Is it just me is a lovely way to frame an observation. It sounds very humble and natural.
So the pattern here is look at something we are both experiencing and make a short comment about it.
Yes, and pay attention to the intonation. These are often statements or rhetorical questions. You don't need to go up at the end like a strict question. It's not, "Is it busy today?" It's, "Busy today, huh?" with a falling, relaxed tone.
Busy today, huh? It sounds so much more fluent than a perfectly grammatical, "Do you think the office is busy today?"
It does. It signals that you are relaxed. Even if your heart is pounding, if you use that falling tone, taking its time, isn't it? You sound in control.
Okay, so I have made my observation. I said, "Wow, busy morning." The colleague says, "Yeah, it's nonstop." Now we are in danger again. The silence is coming back.
This is the danger zone. You broke the ice, but now you have to keep the momentum for just a few more seconds. This brings us to step 2, the ping-pong technique.
I assume this means we have to hit the ball back to them.
Exactly. A conversation is like a game of ping pong. If you catch the ball and hold it, the game stops. You have to hit it back. But here is the trick. You do not need to invent a new topic. You just need to answer and then bounce the same idea back to them.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say you used the busy morning opener. The colleague says, "Yeah, it's nonstop." You should reply with a short agreement, and then the magic phrase, "How about you?"
How about you? That is the ping pong paddle.
It is the most useful phrase in English small talk. So it sounds like this. Colleague, "Yeah, it's nonstop." You, "Me too. I have a million emails. How about you?"
Oh, I see. So you validate them, me too, add a tiny detail, I have a million emails, and then immediately throw the focus back to them with how about you?
Yes. And notice the grammar. How about you fits almost any situation. You don't need to reconstruct the full question, like, "How is your morning going?" Just, "How about you?"
That is a relief, because when I am nervous, trying to build a full question structure like, "What are you working on at the moment?" can feel difficult. I might mess up the auxiliary verbs, but "how about you" is safe.
It is bulletproof. Let's try another scenario. Let's say it is Friday. The colleague says, "I can't wait for the weekend."
Okay, so I shouldn't just smile and nod. I should say, "Me neither. I am ready to sleep. How about you? Any plans?"
Perfect. You added "any plans," which is a great variation. But even just "me neither, how about you?" works. You are forcing them to talk.
And why do we want them to talk?
Because when they are talking, you don't have to.
That is the best part.
It really is. The goal of the kitchen panic solution is to take the pressure off you. If you ask, "How about you?" they will probably start talking about their kids, or their dinner, or their meeting. Your only job then is to nod and look interested.
We call that active listening, right?
Yes. Throw in a few "really?" or "oh, nice," or "that sounds tough." But you are safe. You have successfully initiated a conversation.
But Lily, here is the fear that I always had. What if they start talking and they don't stop? What if I am stuck there for 15 minutes listening to them talk about their cat's vet appointment and I need to get back to work? Or worse, what if I stop understanding what they are saying?
That is the fear of being trapped. And that is why step 3 is mandatory. You need an exit strategy.
Step 3, the graceful exit.
Many learners stay in a conversation too long because they don't know how to leave politely. They think saying goodbye is rude, so they stand there, smiling awkwardly, slowly backing away.
I have done that, just slowly moving toward the door while nodding. It is very awkward.
We need to be decisive. A confident exit actually makes you look professional. It shows you are busy. It shows you have a job to do.
So what is the formula for a graceful exit?
The formula is reason, future, buy.
Reason, future, buy. Break that down for us.
First, give a reason. This usually involves the word better. I better get back to it, or I better go check that email.
I better get back to it. That is a very natural phrase. It means I should return to work.
Yes, but I should return to work sounds like a robot. I better get back to it sounds like a colleague. So that is the reason. Then the future. This is a promise of future connection. Catch you later or see you in the meeting.
And then the buy?
Have a good one.
So the whole thing sounds like, well, I better get back to it. Catch you later. Have a good one.
Exactly. Let's look at the transition. You are listening to them talk about their weekend plans. They stop for a second. That is your window. You say, "Nice. Well, I better get back to my desk. Catch you later." It is crisp, it is clean, and it puts you in control. And notice the word "well" at the start. Well, I better get. That word "well" is a signal. It tells the other person, I am about to change the direction of this interaction. It prepares them for the goodbye.
If you just turned around and walked away, that would be rude. But saying, well, softens the exit.
Exactly. It's like a turn signal in a car. You are signaling that you are turning off the road of conversation.
You know, before we put this all together in a simulation, I think there is one more thing we should mention, the body language during the exit.
Oh, huge point. You cannot say, I better get back to it, while leaning against the counter looking relaxed.
Right. You have to match your body to your words. When you say, well, you should physically start to move. Maybe you pick up your coffee cup. Maybe you take a small step toward the door.
That physical cue helps the other person understand that it is over. It stops them from starting a new story.
This happens to me sometimes. I say, I better go, but I don't move, and the person keeps talking.
You have to commit to the movement. Grab the cup, say, well, I better run, and start walking. It feels aggressive the first time you do it, but I promise you, in an English-speaking office, it is completely normal.
It is respecting their time and your time.
Exactly. Now, James, before we do the full role play where the listeners can practice, I want to take a quick second to ask our listeners something.
What is that?
If you are finding this breakdown helpful, if you are realizing that English isn't just about grammar, but about these social scripts, then you are exactly who we make these videos for.
We are building a library of these real-life situations, not just the kitchen, but the meeting room, the phone call, the dinner party.
So if you want to make sure you get the script for the next situation, make sure you are subscribed. It takes 1 second and it helps us keep making these deep dives.
And hit the bell so you don't miss the next one.
Okay, back to the kitchen.
Let's put it all together.
We are going to do a simulation. This is the most important part of the episode. We want you, the listener, to actually say these phrases out loud.
I will play the role of the colleague, Mark. I am going to walk into the kitchen. I want you to feel the pressure.
I will be your coach. I will whisper what step you need to take, but you have to deliver the line. Are you ready?
Okay, setting the scene. It is Tuesday, 10:15 a.m. You are standing at the coffee machine. It is brewing. You hear footsteps behind you. The door opens.
Step 1. The observation opener. Don't say hello. Comment on the coffee machine being slow. Go. Taking its time, isn't it?
Oh, hey, yeah, seriously. This machine is getting slower every day. I think it's broken.
Step 2. Ping-Pong. Agree with him and ask how about you regarding his morning. Go. Yeah, it is annoying. Busy morning?
Yeah, totally swamped. The quarterly reports are due, so I've been staring at spreadsheets since 8.
He gave you a lot there, but don't panic. You don't need to ask about the spreadsheets. Just step 2 again. Validate it and bounce back. Say, that sounds rough. How about you? Wait, no, he already answered. Just validate and pivot. Say, spreadsheets are the worst. Almost done? Spreadsheets are the worst. Almost done?
I wish. Probably another few hours. But hey, at least I have coffee now.
Okay, you have survived 2 rounds. The coffee is ready. Now step 3, the graceful exit. Use the I better formula. Go. Well, I better get back to it. Good luck with the report.
Thanks. Catch you later.
And scene.
That felt real. I felt the tension when I walked in.
But did you notice how short it was? That whole interaction was maybe 20 seconds.
But it was a successful 20 seconds. If I'm the colleague Mark, I am walking away thinking that was a nice chat. I'm not thinking their English is bad. I'm thinking they are friendly.
That is the key. You transformed from the silent person in the corner to the friendly colleague with just 3 sentences.
Taking its time, isn't it?
Spreadsheets are the worst.
I better get back to it.
Simple phrases, but when you put them together in a chain, they build confidence.
You know, Lily, there is one variation of step 2 I want to touch on, the mirroring technique.
Oh yes, this is for when you really panic and forget the phrase, how about you?
Sometimes your brain just goes blank. You hear them say spreadsheets or busy, but you can't form a sentence.
In that case, you can just repeat the key word they said with a supportive tone.
So if I say, I've been staring at spreadsheets all day.
You just say, oh, spreadsheets.
And if I say, my boss is really pushing for this deadline.
You say, oh, the deadline.
It sounds too simple, but it works. It shows you are listening. It encourages me to keep talking. And it buys you time to think of your exit strategy.
It is a great backup plan, but I really want to encourage everyone to try the how about you ping-pong first. It's more active.
I agree. So we have the script, but knowing the script and doing it are 2 different things.
That is true, and that is why we have a challenge for you.
We call it the no phone challenge.
This is tough, but it is necessary. Tomorrow, or the next time you are at work or school, when you go to the break room, leave your phone at your desk.
That sounds terrifying.
It is. You will feel naked without it. You will walk in and you will have nothing to look at. You will be forced to look at the room. You will be forced to look at your colleagues.
And that is the point. When you don't have the shield of the phone, you are available for connection.
And when someone walks in, you have one goal. You don't need to become their best friend. You don't need to tell them your life story.
You just need to use step 1, the observation opener.
Just 1 sentence. Busy today, isn't it? Or, is that coffee fresh?
Even if you don't do steps 2 and 3 perfectly,
Even if you just say that one sentence and then smile, you have won.
You have broken the barrier. You have proven to your brain that you don't need to hide in the bathroom.
And you know what usually happens? The other person is relieved too, because standing in silence is awkward for them as well.
That is such a good point. Native speakers get awkward too. If you break the silence, you are actually helping them. You are being the leader in that social moment.
So you are doing them a favor by saying, taking its time, isn't it?
Exactly. Be the hero of the break room.
I want to hear how this goes for people.
Me too. If you try the no phone challenge and use an observation opener, tell us in the comments. What did you say? Did you talk about the weather, the coffee, the noise?
Or did you try the graceful exit and realize how powerful it feels to walk away on your own terms?
Write it down. Sharing your story helps other learners realize they aren't alone in this panic.
And remember, confidence isn't about having perfect vocabulary. It is about having a plan.
Today, you got the plan. Now go execute it.
You've got this.
See you in the next one.
Bye.